man. All right. Peace and blessings, y'all. This is your boy Gerald. For those who stumbled on my videos, I made a decision uh, back in October 2011 while I was going through my spiritual storm to, more or less chronicle my spiritual growth and development as why I more or less take this journey and experiences of 2012. It is approximately 7:47, May 20th, 2012. I'm up drinking my coffee, and really good too. It's French vanilla. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. It's good. Um, you know, I've had divine blessings all through this year for reflection, and I decided this morning, actually, I wanted to talk about uh, how your spirit not only shifts, but how things are manifested in your life due to the decisions that you make. What I mean by that is how your life will more or less, you will have a synchronization, and things or blessings, messages will be manifested in your life if you're spiritually grounded. What I mean by that is we make a decision every day on what we do, how we function in this world. I've come to realize that you remember about I say maybe 7 to 8 months ago, uh, the media was saying, hey, 2012 is supposed to be the end of last days. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, yes, we are in our last days. But I believe that 2012 actually is more or less the end of the thought process that does not serve you, and everyone more or less are embracing their spiritual selves, or you're more or less becoming comfortable in the skin that you're in. Now, to do that, the work must be done, and what I mean by that is, like, there's going to be some decisions that will be difficult, which will be ever so important in your life. But before you do that, you have to get real with yourself. You have to realize you have to really lay down all the pros and cons in your life, see what works and what doesn't. But to actually do that, you must be in tune with your spirit. We're spiritual bodies. This is just the vessel. It is the spirit, the life force that we give to the world. So, as I'm embracing my spiritual walk, I started to find a center of self, who I am. And when I tapped into that, I truly, any insecurities that I had, any obstacles that I didn't understand, I then realized what it meant to walk by faith and not by sight. And to do that, you must embrace your higher power, whoever they may be. Mine is the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, when you tap into that, truly tap into that, your life will start to more or less shift. The things that, well, first of all, see, your spirit is already where your destiny is. If you didn't realize that, it's there. The physical body hasn't gotten there, but to do so, there must be an action to more or less make the momentum or become the transportation to where you need to go. Now, there is the problem that a lot of us really latch on: fear. I've come to realize that the biggest adversary or tool that that the devil uses is pride. Think about it. Think about times where you had to make pivotal decisions in your mind, in your life, I'm sorry. And because of your pride, you endured things that you shouldn't. Think about it. It's pretty profound, isn't it? See, the devil doesn't want you to be happy. Let's clear that up. He does not. He wants you to embrace misery. He wants you to embrace despair, confusion. Pretty much, he doesn't want you to do anything, because when you make momentum in your spirit to live the best life or be the best product of you, he loses his dominion over you. And don't you think you deserve nothing but the best? I know I do. But before you can do that, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. And that is life. Living our own lives is the hardest task we can possibly do, because we tend to put people before us, which is being selfless. However, sometimes that can be interpreted as being naive, gullible, and pretty much blind. We've all been there. But let me turn this up a notch. How can you love someone, family members, intimate partners, or whoever of significance? How can you truly love them, give them what they truly deserve, if you're not loving yourself? The glass is half full, half empty. I mean, just think about it. And on that note, if you're trying to give that need, how can you truly give that when you don't know what's missing within yourself? It's pretty deep, right? I know. Now, when your life is on track, truly on track, you know how people they like to say fate, it was a fluke, just because. No. That's your spiritual life flow. Your body, your mind is being synchronized, becoming of one. So what happens is your higher power says, hey, I got to take this out, got to take this out, got to take this out, put this back in, put this right here. You don't need that. And get you along your path. And that's where your momentum comes into play. Now, I'm about to say something. I'm going to throw some disclaimers out here, and I'm going to keep it as generic as I can. All right, we're going to base this on a relationship setting. Think about it this way. You have a guy, girl. They go through the courting period. They connect. Now, depending on how fast they progress, the two become one intimately. But because we're spiritual forces, spiritual beings, the woman being the nurturer, his spirit intertwines with her. So guess what? Part of him is within her. And what happens is, she in turn inherits his traits. Have you noticed, like, a friend of yours, they're in that situation, then all of a sudden she's taking on his characteristics? You're like, wow, you're acting like him, because they're being in sync. Now, my point on that is this: if this person's spirit is of a negative position, and hers is not. First of all, you're going to have conflict, and separation, because two people that are not together cannot be together. They can't. The two cannot be yoked. However, if one spirit is stronger than the other, there's going to be some submittal going on. So, with that being said, there's where turmoil, a lot of upheaval happens, and if that weaker spirit is not guided, unfortunately it becomes subdued, and more or less bad things happen, or choices come to light and resort to that. Now, let's flip it. When you are true of self, you have the ability to manifest things into your life and validate it at the same time. But you have to be at one with yourself. For example, have you noticed when you're truly at peace? We'll just say riding in your car, riding in your vehicle, and the radio's on, and then all of a sudden you hear a song that reflects your mindset. You can almost predict it almost. Like, I could wish I could hear blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, it comes on. Why? Because that's your spiritual flow validating you. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing. So really, if you look at it, 2012 is the end of days. It is. It's the end of, a lot of folks are waking up spiritually. They're more or less finally freeing themselves. Thank goodness. A lot of us are being woken up. A lot of people are more or less taking the positions of walking by faith and not by sight. It's okay. As long as you are your true self, the best product to give to the world, you're fine. However, before you can do that, you must release your pride, take a position of love, compassion, and forgiveness. If you do those three things, you will truly be at peace, and you will inherit a joy that you have never felt in your life. It's literally like someone's hitting you with a electrical cable of joy that no one can take away. And you deserve that. Well, I felt someone needed that. I wanted to put that out there. This is going to be a beautiful year. I guarantee you, the mindset that you have now to make that change, the mindset you had 6 months ago, will be night and day. So don't give up on yourself. Put God first in everything you do, and let Him lead you. Well, I gotta have my coffee. Thank you for looking at my video. Also, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, I can be reached at cdmixers@yahoo.com. That's cdmixers@yahoo.com. And I can be found at Facebook too, at Gerald Davis at Facebook. Click on Virginia Beach, Virginia, and you'll find me. You guys have a blessed one. Peace.